So, as Jade said, I'm Amy Langdown and I'm a poet. And the thing with Transtock that is so important is that we are I'll try that again. The thing that
Take two.
Yeah, take two. The thing that is so important about Transtock is that we are consistently encouraged to not take up any space and actually actively encouraged by the world to disappear. And so Transtock, getting a lineup of wonderful, talented trans artists, getting a room full of people to show that they support us and they're allies or they're also part of the trans community, and having that space to say we are here, we are taking up space, and also as a community we are fantastic. And it's an amazing space to create and cultivate joy within a community that unfortunately doesn't have a lot of spaces to cultivate that joy, and so that's why Transtock is important.
Hello everybody, I told you that break wasn't going to be very long, so we have our next poet just to keep us on time. Our next act is Amy Langdown, who is a wonderful, wonderful poet. We've performed many events. I think probably my favourite one was the Pedro Pascal Says Trans Rights Cabaret, which was such a good night. Anyone who was there? Give us a yay. Yay. So I know Claire was there, you played. Literally the only downside of that event was that Pedro Pascal didn't show up, even though we invited him. Because, and to be honest, if he did, he would probably be still locked in my bedroom. So, anywho, moving on. This is the wonderful Amy Langdown. Please show your appreciation and applause, and please be quiet to let her words impact you. Thank you very much.
As Jude said, we've performed together before, but it's always such a joy to perform on a lineup of wonderful, talented trans people and to take up space that people don't want us to take up. So, yay to Jade for putting it together, as always. Just probably another round of applause for Jade would be really great about that. Okay, so I've got a handful of poems for you. The first one is called Outlaw, and it was written after the whole "you can't wee anywhere" law, which is crazy. So I'm going to start with that. I don't know how many times we're going to have to say this. You can never outlaw our queerness. You can never outlaw our transness. You can never outlaw our humanity. You cannot continue to suppress who we have always been. We have always been here. Since the stardust turned to human life, we have always been queer. Gender is a construct. Science backs up that fact. There is not just male and female. Intersexuality goes to show that. On top of the history of gender diversity culture stolen by colonisation, how dare you think you can dictate what it is to be human? We can't have kids as who we are, have to be mother or father despite we will actually be to our kids, every joy tinged with having to fight. We can't marry as who we are, we have to pick A or B, and even the A or B is questioned, never mind the C or D. Healthcare is being snatched away, you can't get surgery unless you pay. The waitlist mean we might never see the day, early funerals are right now taking place. It doesn't fit your agenda for people to define their own gender, but we're not here to fit your agenda. We exist despite the propaganda. We don't care what the High Court says. Law doesn't take away lived experience. You cannot define what you don't understand, and queerness is beyond your imperiousness. You can make any law that you like. That won't stop us from being ourselves. And each blow from you is another we will bear. We will not let your attacks overwhelm. We will push back until we don't need to. We will push back until we are free. We will push back until there's no pushback, until they can be them and I can be me. Thank you. I wasn't sure I was going to do this one, but there was a request. Can you call it a request? My pal said you should really do this one. I was like, yeah, okay. I feel like me and lovely Alice are doing a few similar themes, and this one I think is quite similar to your British Idiots poem. We'll really get to know whether or not we're going to like each other through this poem, because it's called Flag Shagger. And if you don't like anything in it, we'll probably not be pals. So it's called Flag Shagger, as you'll hear a few times in this poem. Which, by the way, if anyone has a really, really posh accent, don't talk to me later about this poem, because I can't hear someone in a really posh accent say Flag Shagger. It just doesn't sound quite as good as a solid Geordie Flag Shagger. So, there's no R's in it. Anyway, that's a side note. So, you flag shagger. Following Macbeth's floating dagger will only lead to destruction for your kin and your country, you flag shagger. Painting roundabouts white and red, sending me round the bend, not patriot but nationalist, you flag shagger. Don't know the history of the cross you fly, Roman soldier waved it high on Turkish soil. Multiculturalism ingrained, are you sure George is your saint? You flag shagger. I'm surprised you don't just paint the white bits to symbolise the white hoods, I'm sure you would suit. I'd give you the boot for a refugee any day, you flag shagger. Proud of your British NHS, there'd be no NHS without immigrants, your arguments are dissonant, it makes no sense, you flag shagger. Protecting British culture, sipping your imported beer, eating your immigrant made takeaways and driving your foreign cars, you flag shagger. Protecting British women when we all know they need protected from you. When a footy match goes askew, you're the real danger, it's you. You flag shagger, you racist piece of toss, waving a red and white piece of cloth doesn't help your country. You make a mockery of your country, you smash up your country, pretending you're protecting your country, believing the lies sold to you by those in power in this country who want to blame small boats coming to this country to keep your eyes off the corruption ingrained in the way that this country is run. Billionaires pitting poor against poorer for fun. You have more in common with refugees who need to flee their home country than those in big yachts. This has got to stop because you make me ashamed of this country. You are the stranger in this country. You are the attacker. You flag shagger. Thank you. Yeah. We can wave like nice happy flags. But if I see one more British flag made in China on any lampposts, I'm gonna lose it. And that's all I've got to say on that. I thought I would do that one before this next one, which is much quieter and much more personal. It is called Save Trans Kids, and I did it the other day for Tito, and I'm bringing it back because I think even though it's like less of a woo performance piece, it's important, and I'll keep performing it until I don't have to anymore. So it's called Save Trans Kids. For every kid I used to be, to you I say, I am sorry. I am sorry for what you're going through. I am sorry for the things untrue that you were hearing and seeing that I'd hoped we'd outgrew. I'm sorry that not everyone can look past that mask you paste under your skin and see the colours peeking through. I am sorry that we've still not made this world safe for you. I am sorry. I am sorry that we still have not made it so that you can be open, that this world is still broken, that you cannot be yourself, free and outspoken. From the moment your lungs first feel the power of a cry, a wail, a scream. From the moment you first wrap your tiny fingers around another's and feel for the first time the strength that someone so little holds in their hand. From the moment of that first breath, so small and yet so grand. I am sorry that you look in the mirror and you and your reflection disagree. That you look in the mirror and do not see what you need to see. That you look into the mirror and contort yourself into a box not built for you in order to enter a world that isn't quite ready for the glory of your truth. I am sorry that there are laws stopping you from accessing life-saving medical treatment. I am sorry that there are whole countries you can never go and visit. I am sorry that clothes and makeup and emotions are still so fucking restricted. I am sorry that hate killings and abuse and crimes have so exponentially risen. I am sorry. I'm sorry because I was you, because I am you, because I used to get up at 6 a.m. to burn my hair into curls that never felt like home, used to internalise the anger and then deal with it alone, used to rip myself apart behind closed doors so that I looked put together on the outside, used to mould myself into shapes I didn't understand or fit no matter how hard I tried, used to hide new blossoms because I knew those around me weren't ready to see me bloom in the way that I needed to, into the remarkable vessel of nature that I can be, that you can be too. And I am only now starting to attire the parts of me that I secured in hiding, only now starting to feel the power of the scream that I, not alone, am igniting, now that I have others to help me carry the weight of that voice, now that I don't wait but simply harness my choice. Only now starting to feel the power of an individually small existence in a vast world. There's a rumbling of change that we will make sure will be heard, and I am no longer saying sorry. I am no longer saying sorry for the volume of my laughter, for the size of my body, for the way that my art shows on the outside now that I am embodied in my own body. I am no longer saying sorry, because now I can use that big body, that loud voice, art and grief to welcome you and protect you and stand for my beliefs. Because we still have to, because there's still so much to do, because not everyone out there is like you, me, or my mates. Not everyone's filled with love, some are filled with hate, and I feel sorry for them. That is the only sorry I will feel from now, the only sorry that I will allow. Not sorry for me, but sorry for them, who look outside their window on a post-rain, now blue sky day, and scoff at the rainbow misinformation, all that they say. They don't see how amazing it is that we, coloured grey by the world, reflect only water, only light, into spectrals so bright, of red and yellow and pink and blue and green and indigo and violet. I promise you, our colours are anything but violent. Our colours are the most natural thing on this planet, and I know that now. I feel it in my bones, I feel it in my mind, my body, my soul, and I am no longer saying sorry. Because I am angry, and I will use this anger to fight for the day that you can come out into the light in full colour and safety, for the day that you never have to worry it'll return to the way things used to be, for the day that we see all humans teach and preach and show humanity. So for now, I am angry, I am angry, I am angry. Thank you. Okay, so I've got a hopeful one for you before I start bashing turfs. I thought I should put some hope in there for you as well. So this next one is called Keep the Hope Fires Burning. Hope can be dangerous, but I'm not one to run from the flames, holding on to the embers that promise a better day, focusing on the crackles and visualising the sparks, feeling the fueling light that will chase away the dark. Hope is red and amber, it is warm and it glows. It is something we run from when darkness is close, but if you take the chance to run towards the heat, you'll find fire is the way to escape cold defeat. Fire is how humans survive the cold of night, and fire is what will power our every worthy fight. Listen closely to the pops, the crackles and the snaps. What you hear is not destruction, but the darkness in laps. As the flames fan higher in your chest as they grow, they will take over the shadows, and then you will know that the fire is worth it. All it burns should be burned. The destruction will be beautiful, for it can then be turned into new ground for building, for growing new life there. There is endless possibilities if you only dare to let the hope take over, to let that fire spark, to follow the scent of smoke, because it will lead you from the dark. Thank you. I've got one more for you. And you might need a little bit of context for this. I feel like some people might not know when I reference orgas in the poem, why I love orgas. Does anyone know why I might love orgas?
They kill billionaires' yachts.
They kill billionaires' yachts. So the orgas. So orgas have a really amazing habit of like taking a big chomp out of billionaires' boats, and like only billionaires' boats, right? So basically, the context that you need for this poem is like orgas mint, billionaires bad, J.K. Rowling worse. Let me go. So this one's for, thank you very much. I haven't even shared it yet, but like you are really appreciate it. So this one is called Cigars Are the Cigarettes of Fascists. And it's from that picture, you know, J.K. Rowling puffing a cigar with a glass of wine on that big fuck off yacht. And anyways. And it starts with a sentence that I hear a lot of really far-right people say, and it always, like, despite the fact that it enrages me, it also makes me laugh, because it makes them look like such a melt. And they say, I don't use any pronouns. So, I don't use any pronouns. That sentence even has a pronoun. You wouldn't know a pronoun if it came out of your own mouth. You have no idea what it is you're protesting about. You claim to know the facts of biology, but you failed at a GCSE. Your only degree is from the Uni of Life, think you're doing a common sense PhD. The only first class you've known is being a Britain first class twat. What is common sense if it's not backed up by fact? Facts don't care about your feelings. Well, it's clear you know nought about neither. You never know when to shut your gob, that's how I know you're a mouth breather. Trying to enforce a binary code evades your DNA and otherwise. You spout more microaggressions than the whole Harry Potter franchise. J.K. Rowling is a chosen name. We wouldn't call her Joanne once more. I'm sick of hearing her moulding opinions. Time to show her the Dumbledore. Cigars are the cigarettes of fascists. I hope the Augurs find her yacht. They claim to be an LGBT ally, but that is one thing she is not. Her writer alias is Robert Galbraith, who pioneered conversion therapy. Using electroshock to cure gay people doesn't sound like an ally to me. The future is queer, and all that I'll say is as you get older, if traditional values is your hill to die on, it'll be your Sisyphus's boulder. It'll just keep rolling back to crush you. You're putting energy into the wrong thing. There is no outcome which will ever result in trans people disappearing. I'll tell you some facts which you claim to love but seem happy to ignore. There are at least 40 variations of biological sex and probably many more. So JK can put that in her pipe and smoke that on her big boat. The facts tell me that the right needs to find somebody else to scapegoat. How about reading some history books instead of GB News lies? Trans research was some of the first to be destroyed, one of the Nazi regime's first crimes. You're putting faith into the wrong people and hating the wrong people too. You won't achieve a better state of living by banning them from using the loo. You love to support reform, but only the hate-fueled kind, not reformation of gender expression. That's too much for your closed mind. Please, use your brain if you've got one. I'm done trying to kill with kindness. If you can't accept facts right in front of you, then I couldn't care for you less. And even more on top of that, if you don't hold empathy for struggle, you're just a mug so void of any magic. Even Joanne might call you a muggle. Thank you.
Amy Langdown, everybody. How are you doing? Cool. So we have. Oh, what time are we on? 10 minutes or so. Is Sandy here? I haven't seen Sandy. Thank balls for that. Yeah, Amy Langdown, everybody. Absolutely wonderful. Can I just have a quick reminder, please? When the acts are on, please keep conversation to an absolute minimum. Hush, whispers. There is a reason that I wore these boots. First of all, because they're really cute. Second of all, because you have this up your butt, you're going straight out the door. I'm very, very pacifist, so don't pass that on. But yeah, please respect all the acts, whether you came to see them particularly or not. All of them are worthy of your attention. Sandy Wellesley will be up next. Thank you very much.